on to MIDI. This unit is capable of sending up to 5 separate MIDI patch change commands on 5 separate MIDI channels every time you press a preset switch. Each one of these devices in this rack is assigned a MIDI patch a channel number. Okay, and the way I've got this set up right now, all you need to concern yourself with in terms of patch changes are, of course, these 3 units, because they're the 3 that have patch change capability. The TC1210 is not a MIDI device, so it doesn't matter in this case. Obviously, you can engage it from the board. There's just no programmable features on it. You set it for the sound that you want, and that's the way it is. These guys, however, are programmable. And that means that you can send MIDI patch changes to them and call up their programs. Okay. So what you're going to be concerning yourself with in this foot controller is going to be what is called PC1, PC2, and PC3. Now, these units here have been assigned. PC1 sends its commands on MIDI channel 1, which is the way it's programmed from here. It can be changed if you want, but there's really no reason to. There are 16 MIDI channels. We're going to be concerning ourselves with channel 1, 2, and 3. As indicated in these units, I have them programmed, for example, base channel of 1 in the Eventide. The lexicon I have programmed to channel 2, and the 2290 is 3, as they are in the rack. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Simple. Now, the 4x4 audio controllers are MIDI devices as well, but they don't respond to patch changes. They receive their MIDI controller number commands in what is called Omni mode, which is they're listening to all channels. Each one of these switches here has been programmed to send a specific MIDI controller number, which calls up the respective loops in the switchers. Now, those are the things that you do not want to change, and if you do, you will get a miscommunication between the board and the controllers, and you're not going to be able to engage the effects or the channels of the amplifier. So, lucky for you, the first thing that comes up when you start programming is going to be the patch change commands, and therefore you will not need to go any further in the function list. And the function edit mode is accessed by starting in bank 1, holding down the bank switch, and hitting the up switch at the same time. That puts you into program mode. Okay. The first thing that you see when you go into program mode is PC1. Great. That's going to allow you to send patch changes to the Eventide. Okay. You select functions here on the board, press it again, PC2. PC2 is the one you're going to use to send patch changes to the lexicon. PC3 is going to be the channel that you send patch changes to the 2290. And once you're done doing all of this stuff, you just hit either bank up or down, and you're back into your regular normal operating mode. I'm going to continue on in the function list, and again, this is in the manual, and I'll show you. There's a function select order list that shows you, and I will show you here now, and we'll start patch changing. Again, PC1, 2, 3, as you selected again, 4, and 5. 4 and 5 we don't care about because we don't have any more MIDI devices in there to send patch changes on, so it doesn't matter. Continue on. P1 is a continuous controller port that is on the front that we are not utilizing now for continuous control of effects. P2 is the second port. And now we get into the switches. Now, like I said before, each one of these switches is assigned a specific number. 4x4 number 1 controller numbers are from 11 to 18. 4x4 number 2, this is just for your information. You'll have some documentation on this as well. 31 through 38. That's the way it's set up. So each one of these switches is assigned a number. Now I can look at that control number by pressing the controller number switch, which is in normal mode, preset 3. And I can see here that controller number 11 is assigned to switch 0. I can go back and forth between controller number and the function select switch here to show me what switch I'm looking at, what controller number it's on, and also what channel number it's on. Well, the way this thing comes from the factory is set for channel 15. That's the way we leave it. It doesn't matter because these things are, again, are listening in omni mode, which is for all channels. They're just listening for a specific control number, which is assigned these individual switches. So I know I'm boring you here with a lot of this stuff, but it's something that you will need to know in case you ever have to reprogram things, or if you want to rearrange the switches, the layout of the switches. They could be rearranged and stuff by swapping numbers. Again, we continue on, switch 1, 2, and as you see here, and this is going to be important for you in a minute, you have switch 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're going to be using 0 through 9 for programming MIDI patch changes in a minute. But it does continue on to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. As we go through the list, for example here, if I want to look at switch 11, its control number is set to 37. Okay. Switch number 12, its control number is 38. Switch 13, its control number is 34. Switch 14, its control number is 32. Switch 15, it's 33. And the reason those numbers are odd like that is because I've arranged these switches in a particular order that I feel is pretty functional in terms of layout. Okay, meaning you've got your channels of your amps, your effects are primarily located in this area, all of the pre-loops, the spare loops that you have are right here in a row at the top. You know, the boosts, an extra drive function, extra functions of the amp, blah blah blah. You know. So anyway, to continue on, receive channel. This thing is capable of receiving MIDI patch change commands as well. For actually offloading data onto a disk or bringing it back in, also controlling this unit from a sequencer or a remote patch change thing or something like that. You know. Send is used to send data out of the unit. Receive is to record it back in. This is a master-slave mode. It doesn't concern us right now because we're just using one foot switch. So it brings us to the top of the list again. Okay, PC1.